does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Fate of the Mortals from Blue Eyed Games. Now, I do want to mention that this is part of the Bauer Spotlight series, where I spotlight a different Game Crafter game every single month, do a gameplay video of it, an unboxing, all that stuff. And the Game Crafter actually pays me to do that segment. So they, in fact, are paying me to do this review. But as part of the deal, I obviously am going to be honest about the game and give you an honest review. But I did want to mention that at the beginning. So Fate of the Mortals is for 2 to 6 players, ages 10 plus. Will take about 15 to 30 minutes to play. And in Fate of the Mortals, you are going to be gods, and you're going to be looking down at this like weird cave or tunnel or something like that. That's going to have all sorts of bad stuff in it, like crabs and things that are going to kill you. And everyone is going to be playing as a different god, and they're going to have this card which is going to say you want the blue warrior to get out with the harp, and if they do, you'll get 8 points. You want the red warrior to die. You want the yellow warrior to get out with the bow and arrow. So you're going to have this secret card, and you're going to be trying to manipulate these mortals on the board in a tile-laying game. If you want to see how the game actually plays, I did a 2-player version of the game with my wife, a full gameplay. I'll post that down below. This is just going to be my thoughts on the game, pros and cons. So let's get into it. Fate of the Mortals, let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, it has 2 to 6 players, which is a great player count, but when you play at the higher player counts, you lose pretty much control of everything. Like, it is just wild, wild west shootout, and you just hope that someone does something that helps you and it helps them, and you have no control over anything. And that's the biggest complaint I would have of this game at the higher player counts. Now, if you're playing with kids, as I'm going to tell you in a little bit, that does not matter. Continuing on with the cons, if you do play it at the lower player counts, you're definitely going to have more control, but at the same time, the game was just less exciting. Part of the excitement of this game is you don't know what's going to happen from turn to turn to turn. Maybe the dice gets rolled, maybe your guy dies, maybe somebody takes him, exits him before you're ready, and you hate that. Another con that I have of this game is that while it's not a take-that game, per se, you were constantly going to be screwing over people. At every single turn, someone's going to be like, or why'd you do that? If you get into the game like that. But that is something you do want to mention, that if you play with younger kids, you need to assure them that even getting 1 or 2 of your secret objectives complete is a good thing. If you get 3 or 4, you're going to win the game. Any other cons? It's very light, very simple, very luck-driven. What cards you get. If you happen to get a whole bunch of exits at the right time, you're probably going to win the game. If you never get exits, it's going to be really hard to get your person out because, especially at the higher player counts. So you do need to know there's a lot of luck in this game as well. It's not a meaty game, not many choices, and most of the choices you're going to make are going to be relatively obvious choices, and sometimes you look at your hand and be like, none of this benefits me at all, and you can just discard your hand, but that's not really a fun turn, so that is something you need to know as well. And I think that's what I got on the cons. Because in the end, Fate of the Mortals, I did enjoy the game. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's a great game. I don't think it's revolutionary or anything like that. But I think if your group likes lighter weight filler games and they don't mind the randomness, maybe you're still into games like, say, Zombies or Pandemic, if you're really on the lighter side of the hobby still, I think this is a game that you can definitely get some enjoyment out of. For those that are more experienced, I think you're going to want more out of a game than this would probably offer you. Definitely a try before you buy on that case. But the biggest pro that I have in this game, it definitely is when it comes to playing with kids, because I played this with both adults exclusively and with kids, and one time with both adults and kids. So I got all sort of different perspectives, which was really nice about doing this Bauer Spotlight series that I mentioned a little bit. So I'm going to kind of break the fourth wall a little bit, where So I do these, and I play these games a lot more than I typically play other games before reviewing them. So I got to play this game probably like 15 times over the last month with kids. I think 2 or 3 times on my game night, and you'll see a thoughts from the corner on this actually as well. But back to Fate of the Mortals, I think if you have kids, this is definitely one you might be interested in, because the kids do not mind that. They really seem to get into just the fact that no matter what move you do in the game, you're screwing someone else over. Inevitably. Either you're healing someone, they want to die, or you're hurting someone, they want to live, or you're manipulating the die away from what they previously had, or you're moving them further away from an exit that they were hoping to use their secret tunnel to get through. No matter, every single move you do in the game screws somebody else over, and you know what kids love doing in games? They love screwing people over. And the kids in my class went nuts for this game. This is one of the rare games when I play with kids that I get kind of tired of the game and I say, hey, I think you guys can handle this game, so you guys can just sit over here and you can play this game and you can kind of just do it yourself. And I had the kids in my class, they were running this, 4 and 5 players, and they played like 4 or 5 times in a row over a couple days, and they really seemed to enjoy the game. And so if you have kids, this is definitely one you might want to consider. For everybody else, though, and all the other categories, I'd say it's definitely a try before you buy. But in the end, Fate of the Mortals, I did like the game. It's not something that I think I'm going to personally keep. I'm probably going to put it in my classroom because I think those kids would really get more of a kick out of it than me and my family, because my son is used to some of the more heavier style games, at least for kids games and filler games. But there you go. Fate of the Mortals. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you're more interested in the game, should mention that, obviously. Check it on down below. I'll post the game character link down below. And in the comments below, let me know, what is your favorite family weight, lightweight filler game? So really, really simple to play, like gateway style game, but also filler weight game. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, oh, what would mine be? Ooh, that is a tricky one, because I really do like filler games. It might be For Sale. I really, really like For Sale. I think that's just a really neat game, the one where you buy properties and then you sell properties, and it's a really interesting game. Easy to learn, easy to teach. Check that one out if you haven't checked it out. But let me know in your comments below. What is your favorite game? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.